welcome to Kram, Bamble, a podcast about nothing in particular and with no discernible direction, just like a locomotive train on dirt. Poor
like
train.
On dirt.
Can you imagine?
It's not going anywhere, though.
The fat controller. Fat controller, fat conductor.
It's the fat controller.
Have they changed that?
Yeah, they have, because it's obviously
What are they called now?
offensive.
Just the train conductor.
No. I think he's just called Actually, I'm going to look it up because I don't know. But
Was
I
it
remember...
conductor? It was conductor.
No, it was the fat controller.
Oh, the fat controller.
Yeah.
So what does a controller do in an actual train yard?
Why are you asking me this?
What? I randomly said that intro, and now I'm curious. You used to watch Thomas the Tank Engine. You love trains. Tell me.
His new name is Sir Topham Hatt.
Sir Topham Hatt.
Yes.
This is what happens with political correctness. It just gets really confusing.
It is. It is a bit.
It gets really confusing. So what does Fat Topham Hatt? What does Sir Topham Hatt do besides stare at the trains? That I might add. I used to know what the word for this was.
This sounds so much better.
Animism? When objects... It was like the early forms of religion when objects held a sentience and spirituality, and they were kind of like the focus of a religion.
Uh-huh.
Animatism?
No, I think it was animism. Yeah.
Animism? Yeah. So these trains are essentially broken gods that are now...
No, so much better than that.
Tell me.
I reckon they are the psychosis of the fat controller.
Oh, I think I've heard too many theories like that, so it's not as exciting as it would once be. Because everything's like that now. Everyone's kind of doing the whole, Batman's really in an asylum. And I think you hear it so often that, like 10 years ago, if you told me that, I would have been like, whoa.
Oh, and I just think it would be funny to just, and he doesn't even work from the rail yard at all. And it's just a guy who stands on the platforms and he's the guy
that security gets called once every few hours.
No, they love him because he's harmless, so that's why he gets to go every day. No, fat controller's here, guys.
Oh, Sir Topham Hatt.
Sir Topham Hatt.
Sir Topham Hatt, because you can't call him a fat controller.
His wife is called Lady Hat.
He had a wife?
Yep.
Is that a new thing or was it always there?
No, she's new.
Oh. So not only was it inappropriate to make comment on his physicality, but it was unfair to keep him as a single man.
According to this, he's got 2 unnamed children.
Whoa. What if they passed away and now he talks to the trains like they're his children? And so he named Thomas after his first, unfortunately deceased child.
And Percy, because Thomas and Percy go together.
They're the main ones?
Yeah.
Is Percy the green one?
Yep.
Cranky?
Is a crane.
Oh, yeah, I haven't watched Thomas
Cranky
the Tank
is
Engine.
a crane.
I don't know if I ever even watched it when I was of age to watch it. Like, Mr. Squiggle was my thing. Mr. Squiggle, the man on the moon. Do. Yeah, animism. All right, so this is going to be a conversation that either goes for a very long time or I see that look in your eyes where you kind of tune out and then we just move on to the next thing.
Okay.
So I've been listening to a lot of Joe Rogan. And you know that he likes his conspiracy theories and all those kinds of cool things.
I also enjoy the odd conspiracy theory.
But, I also like a lot of folklore tales and ghost stories and all that kind of jazz.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So, this isn't a theory. It's more like wouldn't it be cool if?
Yeah.
Okay, so there are a lot of people that are quite fond of the whole alien visitors to ancient civilizations, etc., pyramids and Stonehenge and all that kind of nonsense.
Okay.
Are you listening or you're looking at your phone? I feel like you're not really paying attention to this very important topic.
I'm sorry, yes. Carry on.
Okay. You caught that though? Yes?
Recap for me.
Okay, so lots of people, big fans of the whole aliens visited ancient civilizations aspect of,
Yeah, my father
conspiracy.
Among them.
Oh, really?
Oh, he's convinced that the pyramids were built by aliens.
Oh, that's a conversation for possibly this episode as well.
It is hilarious because you would never expect it from a very well-rounded, intelligent man. He's an electrical engineer, totally based in science, and then he comes out with that. I've been shocked.
Are alien conspiracy theories his guilty pleasure?
I have no idea, but just the one day we were talking about the pyramids and he just went, yep. Aliens.
Okay, we need to get him on at some point and just talk about that for an hour.
I thought he was joking. But no, he
Okay.
wasn't dead serious.
Okay. So yeah, and I'll recap. This is not a theory that I have. It's just I was thinking about it and I was like, oh, that'd be cool. So let's just, for the purpose of this conversation, make the assumption that yes, totally. Intelligent, advanced alien races, whether it be one or multiples, visited humans in the far reaches of our history.
Okay, so that's a given.
For the purpose of this conversation,
Yep,
we're going to
canon.
say that's canon.
Got it.
Excellent. Canon's a good one. Excellent. So, now we have a massive, across just hundreds of different cultures, supernatural folklore.
Yep.
Whether it be, you know,
Phenomenon to explain everyday
like
occurrences.
Wendigos, vampires, zombies, all that kind of jazz.
Yep.
Okay. I was thinking about this and I was like, I think this is kind of cool. I guarantee you there's about 1 million B-grade books out there and probably some really trashy horror movies.
Gotcha.
What if aliens visited Earth and they were like, cool, humans are ripe for the plucking. Let's just wreck these dudes. Now, because technology wasn't as advanced as it is now, am I losing you already?
Not losing me, but right for the plug. This is the one thing that was always bothered me about, aliens going to come down here and use us. For what?
Slavery.
Okay, gotcha. That makes sense. That makes sense.
And that's just like a guess, or like, you know, maybe harvesting us. Maybe they want our sweet, sweet white blood cells. I don't know. For whatever reason, they want humans. They want the resources that we have, or whatever the situation is.
Okay.
There's a direct opposition between ancient humans and these theoretical aliens.
Gotcha.
These extraterrestrial bad boys or bad girls or whichever. So, now you've watched American Gods with me.
Yes.
That was unreasonable, Turbo. Kirsten's dog is bashing himself against the door. Or it might be my dog because they're being sooks.
I don't think it was mine. He's looking at me like, what the heck just happened?
Yeah, he does that. He always tries to look innocent. Sabaka's sneezing. He's like, oh, I'm having a sneezing fit. It wasn't me. Maybe it was Sabaka.
It was. Anyway, carry on.
And the whole, there's a lot of different threads coming to this. This is 7 colors of thread to make a ball of yarn in my head.
All right.
So the whole premise of American Gods by Neil Gaiman, if nobody is familiar, is that humans created gods through sheer belief, whether it was worshipping an idol or a person. They willed that god's power into existence. The number of followers that have true faith makes them stronger, etc., etc., etc. So, this is the second thing that we are taking as canon fact.
Okay.
That ancient humans in a time when our vast knowledge today was much smaller then, so belief was a stronger factor, whether it be something chemical in our brains or whatever the situation is, but we're taking this as fact.
Okay.
So, what if, through all these different cultures, humans were manifesting these gods or these supernatural beings as a form of defense against aliens?
Ooh.
So you have these technologically advanced, these unthinkable horrors, whether they're bipedal, little green men, or just weird vapor creatures that are just rolling through cities or farmlands or whatever the civilization was, which is why every civilization has something different. But there's always that weird little seed where they go, oh, this is similar to this on the other side of the world in a different time frame, that kind of thing. So what if that shared consciousness, and maybe there were a particular group of people within that society which then became their church or their shamans or whatever it was that were able to siphon that belief and lead that belief to create those things. We created Ra, the god of the sun, to defend us against the darkness, the hordes of the dark, and Seth was the evil one from the desert. Alien invaders coming in and taking humans, so they found a way to defend against that.
Without any technology, just through the sheer power of belief. That is the coolest thing I have ever heard. Stop talking now. This is a book series. Patent pending.
Okay.
Trademark.
Don't you steal my book, Neil Gaiman. I'm looking at you, buddy.
I don't think he does aliens.
Well, no. I don't know. But that was the thought that it was kind of rattling around in my head. And
I love it.
I was like, this is cool.
No, I really love it.
So
what I'm thinking is,
yeah,
sort of like you said, the Wendigo. I've got that now stuck in my brain.
Oh, I've been listening to videos about that, and I never knew much about it until you mentioned it.
Oh, yeah, it's one of my absolute favorites.
And we listened to it recently, I'm like, it's so cool.
And so creepy.
Because it's not bizarre and odd, where there's a lot of these things where you're like, that doesn't make sense, a ravenous hunger that forces people to cannibalism that either converts humans or is something that preys on them and their greed. I'm just like, that's so cool and simple but horrifying.
Yep. And just the construction of it as well, just that amalgamation, you know, like the abomination sort of thing where it's just an amalgamation of animal and human. We hate that. We hate that as human beings. It's the whole uncanny valley thing.
There's a term for that too that I can't remember, but yeah, the ancient Egyptians were all over with the part human, part animal.
Okay, yep.
And there was a word for it, which I don't know, and I should know it, but I don't. Yeah. And that, because it freaks people out because you go, oh yeah, it's kind of human, but then there's some animal aspect. And you're like, oh, okay, well, you know, it behaves like a snake or it behaves like a bear, but it's still part human, and
we're
unpredictable as hell.
Yeah.
I was listening to a couple of things on YouTube, and they mentioned at least there could be more, the two different versions in terms of the physical sense of the Wendigo, one being like the antlered skull and like bits of different animals, and the other one being similar to like a ghoul.
Yep.
Like the pale flesh, long fingernails, red eyes kind of thing.
Yeah.
Which was probably more of a European influence to the story. So I dare say the Native Americans had their, you know, animal part one, which is horrifying.
Oh, that scares the hell out of me.
And then Europeans are like, oh, that's similar to our ghouls or whatever other things they had, and maybe it kind of shifted as the stories were told.
Perhaps. But yeah, I just love that idea that it wasn't it didn't it wasn't conjured into being to only prey on humans. Like, it was conjured into being for obviously as the defense against the aliens. But because it's such a basic concept and not incredibly well developed, it was indiscriminate when it came to killing.
Yeah.
So, like, people were warned against it. Don't go into the forest by yourself. These are the signs in case the Wendigo's there. But it was also roaming the perimeter. Like, it never attacked people in towns.
Yeah.
So it was almost like a golem in a way.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
And that was the other thing I was thinking as well, is like, once the conflict's over, and that could be the other thing as well, like, these again, guys, I'm aware that this is not the case. This is headcanon. It's a cool idea. Please don't comment that I'm delusional. But the ancient civilizations where archaeologists and whatnot are like, oh, we don't know why they ended. Their gods didn't work. The aliens beat them.
Yeah.
Like the last bastions of hope. They're like, oh, well, why did the Olmecs disappear? Their gods didn't work.
And maybe it's the good gods that didn't work. And that's why the horrifying ones have lasted the test of time. And that's why we know more about them.
And that's why we have things like, you could say...
Because maybe the aliens are very susceptible to fear. Like, that's one of their biggest weaknesses. So that it wouldn't fear Ra or, you know, some of the bigger gods, you know, like Thor and them, because they were good. And they weren't terrifying.
Oh, that totally wraps in too. Frost giants, aliens.
Yeah.
Where are the frost giants? They all got killed. They took their dead with them once, you know, Thor swung about with Mjolnir and busted things up, and then went to his hall to drink, and he's like, cool, sweet, fixed it. And the frost giant aliens are like, whoops, and they get back in their ships or take whatever transport they've got. But yeah, I like the concept of those ancient races where scientists and archaeologists, like, we don't know what happened to them. Ooh.
Yep.
Here's one for you. Pompeii.
That's a good one.
Imagine an entire city that has a protector god or goddess or whatever, and the only way to kill that god is to kill the people that are powering it. That's okay. We'll just set off a little earthquake here that'll set off that volcano. Fixed.
Yeah, so the aliens figured out that if they got rid of the people, they got rid of the belief.
Yeah.
Wow. But how do you explain the fact that we haven't been invaded now? People barely believe in anything.
What's the best way to depower these amazing gods and demons and creatures that are roaming about? How do you stop them?
You stop believing in them.
And how do you stop people from believing in something?
Science?
Make them believe in something else. There's this dude called Jesus. He's the son of God. You should all totally worship him.
And God is all powerful.
And so people will believe in that instead, no longer powering these old vicious...
So it's so funny. All the atheists in the world are like, oh, get rid of religion, and it's the only thing protecting us this entire time.
Yeah. Yeah.
I didn't realize you were so devout.
Well, here's the thing. Now I'm just running with stuff that I've heard because I'm enjoying this so much. Massive... lost words. Lots of... why can I not talk at the moment? I get this when I stream sometimes. During the 50s and 60s, lots of reports of sources, all that kind of jazz.
Yeah, that was huge.
The American ideal, the belief in their country.
Yep.
Moving away from
religion. Ooh.
So it's taken that away, so they're able to kind of come in and check on things. Or maybe like we had major aggressors way back when for ancient civilizations, or we've actually gotten to a point now where we can defend ourselves. Way back when we didn't have missiles. We didn't have nukes.
Well, that's what I said in the beginning, is the fact that they needed that because they didn't have the technological advances that we have now. But I also, I don't know, I think it would be cool if we did need them again. You know, if there was one of those mass global EMPs that went off and knocked out everything and we were plunged into a post-apocalyptic world, we would need to call on this stuff again.
You know where you don't really hear about alien abductions happening?
Where?
Europe. You know why? Probably still got goblins and kobolds and things wandering about.
Believe in that.
And there's a smell of that weird old religion. India especially.
I was just looking because one of my favorite goddesses is Kali.
Oh, yeah.
So like the Hindu goddess.
She would have busted up aliens so hard.
You know she would.
Just dragging along little green men heads. Oh, that's so cool.
Yeah. I thought that would, pretty cool. We might be onto something.
The last... And so in between these massive conflicts, you'd have the gods that would then go, well, I'm not going to fight these aliens directly. I'm going to create little things to fight for me. Like your Wendigos, your werewolves, your vampires and zombies and all these little weird things that went as their foot soldiers and minions. And so when the war's over, there's going to be one or two that's kind of accidentally left that's fallen down a well or something. They can't destroy or summon back to, their Hordish gates or whatever. And there's one that's roaming the land. Like you said, one that's in the forest. Don't go in that forest because that forest has Baba Yaga in it.
Yeah.
Baba Yaga's left over. And the gods that used to control the old... like Chernobog would be the big bad for Slavic folklore.
Yeah.
And so if Chernobog's like, well, nobody really worships me anymore, I'll go do my own thing. But Baba Yaga was like their lieutenant. And it's still kind of roaming about the forest like do-do-do-do-do.
That's such a cool concept to give them such personality, like the abandoned lieutenant.
Just bitter and angry, and what do? Prey on the people that believe.
And you were built to destroy. Like that was your one and only
all
purpose.
That's left over is humans.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
That's all you know.
Yeah.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah.
Okay, that was really, really
I know, it was... I've been thinking about that all week. I'm like, oh, I'll hit Kirsten with this one.
It's my centaur.
Yeah, the centaur. Man, that was good. But...
just makes you think.
So this is how into it I've gotten.
Uh-huh.
And this is a tangent as well. So you've watched Supernatural.
Yes.
What... Oh, this is going to be a very broad question, so it won't really... Okay. I hate guess what and what if and all that jazz, so I'll just skip it. The one thing I love about Supernatural and shows like that that doesn't seem to exist in the real world.
Yep.
Random libraries with super old books with all this information about mythological creatures. I can't find those. I went Google searching trying to find like compendiums and encyclopedias of stuff. And I found one on ghosts, but that's up to its third installation. So it's about ghosts and stuff, not what I wanted as much, but haunted houses, famous haunted houses, and every time they add more stuff, so they've added another 120 pages of content because it's the third installation. Okay. But I want those old dusty books that are about like
I'm sure
goblins and gremlins and stuff.
If you go to an antiquarian website, you'd be able to find that kind of stuff.
I need those books. But yeah, like the one in Supernatural where they got the Men of Letters library where it has all these books. I'm like, I want that stuff.
Yeah, where do you even get that? But
probably
like I said, an
antiquarian
website will have that kind of thing and you can pay a premium for it.
God.
We should start a Kickstarter.
No, I just thought...
Help us build our library.
I did. Well, yeah, actually, yeah. Kickstarter, guys, get us our anti-demon library.
Yeah.
Like Giles from Buffy. Like he's like, here's the boring library. Opens a door. Here's the old Watcher library. I want all that stuff.
Yeah, me too.
Libraries Alexandria would have had that stuff.
Always.
Yeah, I know.
It's gone.
I know. Or is it?
Yes.
That's what they want you to think. The
Okay.
Vatican has it all.
Yeah. Yeah. But they've always got that library.
Oh, I want it.
I know. I want it so bad. And then we'd have to learn a whole bunch of languages because they're all in different languages. Even in that terrible, terrible sci-fi show.
There's so many. Which one?
No, this one's particularly bad. I don't even know if you watched
Blind
it.
Spot.
No. That's what... No, that's
It's kind of sci-fi.
No.
I reckon I think it would push into that.
Okay.
Kirsten and I stopped watching it after the first season. We watched part of the second season. We were like, okay, we're done.
Yep, I was so done.
That's on 6 seasons.
No. He's a Reaper?
The one called Reaper?
Is that what it's called? That would be so embarrassing.
The comedy one where he worked at the workbench?
No. He has to kill abominations, but only he can see them.
Oh, Grim.
Grim.
Gotcha.
That's right. Okay. So yes, terrible, terrible Grim. I cannot remember my point now. He had a van or a...
He did.
Or was it like a caravan or something? But that also...
It was his grandma's... Oh, it was like a Winnebago or something, was it?
And it had all the books in there as
well.
well.
And all the weapons and whatnot. Yeah. Maybe it's just old Germany. Maybe somewhere in old Germany, the Brothers Grimm were like watchers or, men of letters or whatever the situation was.
We just need to go traveling and go and dig through old bookshops, I reckon.
I just had, not just, a couple of minutes ago, I just had a train of thought as I do about that. And I was thinking, why aren't there any libraries like that here? Modern Australia is 200 years old, so there's no libraries like that.
Of course there wouldn't be, not in Australia.
I was like, so the Indigenous Australians, they had word of mouth and they had cave paintings. Verbal tradition. And then that got me onto thinking about their origin stories for the land, the rainbow serpent. Can you imagine that as their defense against aliens? Because also, and I heard these stories when I was in the Signal Digits, so it's a long time ago, but they had let's see if I can remember the order, that they had the tall, white-skinned spirits, which were the good ones, and the small, black-skinned, which were the bad, or alternating colours and heights. But the bad ones could mimic voices to lure children out into the bush so that they could kill them, and the good ones, whether they were tall or short or the darker or lighter ones, I cannot remember. I think it was the lighter, tall ones that were the good ones.
Okay.
I could be wrong. But what if there were 2 lots of aliens for Australia because it was so isolated from everywhere else, so they couldn't be affected by all the other religions? And so another group of aliens were like, we totally got to help these guys out. But the rainbow serpent was the belief system that the Indigenous Australians had. And that thing literally made the land, like through the gullies and all that in Kakadu. So that thing would have eaten sources out of the sky.
Yeah. And it was meant to be absolutely massive, like if it's terraforming.
It's essentially the Australian version of Jormungand, like the world serpent. That's essentially what it was, but it just doesn't live in the ocean.
I was just, because in Victoria, Bunjil, the eagle.
Oh, it would totally be different for different areas too. Yeah. I keep forgetting that.
He's the creator deity here.
So maybe Northern Territory, where I'm from, was the rainbow serpent.
Yeah.
Which makes sense for Kakadu because all the big kind of gullies and stuff. So and the same thing as like Europe. They'd all had their different religions. They'd all have their different things to fight them. Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
I'm so hung up on this concept.
I really like it.
Yeah. So cool.
Are you ready for a question from Quora? Or would you like to keep delving into...
It's like when you read a book series and then you finish it and it's the end of the story and you're like, I want to go back, and then you're like, I don't want to read another book because then it'll make it less real.
No, I love it. And we can always keep coming back to this because we're going to flesh it out some more as well.
The one point I was going to say is, so that got me onto the whole, I want to buy this book about ghosts and spirits. I want to start sussing out ghost spots in Victoria here, like haunted houses and stuff.
Yeah, I don't know if our ghosts would be so fresh.
Yeah. Fresh. I imagine like the
pine-scented ghosts.
No, I imagine like the Will Smith slide. Like a switch.
Okay.
Fresh. Anyway. Yes, lay a question on me to get the taste of sweet, sweet alien violence out of my mind. Lay it on me.
This question has no answers.
Oh, that's always disconcerting.
Yep. But probably because people look at it and go, oh, I don't know. But I just thought it was an interesting question.
Okay.
What's something... It's just very weirdly phrased. I loved it. What's something you just need to make it bigger to look nice?
What's something you just need to make it bigger to look nice?
Yep. Like a butt is the obvious answer there. But what else?
Big old butt.
A butt.
Steak? Nobody wants a small steak.
Oh, sometimes I want a small steak. Like a little filet mignon.
Oh, disappointing. No, I want a big old steak. I don't know. I can see why it has no answers. You're just kind of like, what is wrong with you?
Why are you asking this question?
Why are you like this, Janelle? Why are you like this, Janelle?
I really love the anonymous ones because they're like, I think this might be a dumb question. I'm going to do it anonymously.
If you're in Germany, a beer.
I think it look nicer, not taste nicer.
No, but it's more appealing if you have a nice larger quantity.
Stein.
They love their steins.
They do.
They're like, why would you have a pint when you could have a litre stein?
Okay, well that one didn't go very far.
Yeah, well that's not your fault. That's Janelle's fault. Janelle needs to sort her life out.
All right.
Wish the aliens would take Janelle.
What is the most extravagant gift you've gotten from someone because they were grateful for something you did for them?
Extravagant gift?
Yeah, something where you've gone, this is too much.
Oh.
Or just the most extravagant gift anyone's ever given you.
Nathan bought me one of those Elite Xbox controllers for my birthday.
Are they pretty expensive?
$200.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah, like a $200 Elite controller. Like they are... It's nothing to turn your nose up at. And I was like, why? And I had controllers.
Not a birthday.
It was. I think it was birthday or Christmas. But I mean, I hadn't done anything major for him. I hadn't, helped him out of a tight spot or anything. It was just, oh, here's this. Whoa.
Yeah.
That was cool. I was like, whoa, dude. Okay, thank you.
Yeah. I feel very uncomfortable with extravagant gifts.
If it doesn't have like a, if you didn't buy them something huge previously or help them out of like a really tough spot. And it just,
or if it's family, like if your parents bought you a car, like that's not.
Parents I can understand.
Yeah,
because there's a link there.
Normal thing.
Because they're helping the family, so it's still kind of helping themselves in a way.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't feel like a gift from a family member.
Whereas like, yeah, just a mate of yours going, here's this expensive gift. You're like, whoa. What
if it's a partner? Like a girlfriend or boyfriend.
That seems normal.
For them to go like way over the top with a gift?
I think a lot of people do. Well, think about all the love-struck boys that buy a girl like an expensive ring or bracelet and they've been dating for 6 months. Oh, it's a 6-month anniversary. Here's this expensive thing.
I had a boyfriend like that. It made me super uncomfortable. Yeah, like there was a level of expectation. Like, I bought you this.
If you buy someone a very expensive gift that doesn't have a reason or a backstory to it, that's kind of like, it doesn't have a lead up and it's just out of the blue, you're like, what? Yeah.
Yeah, we were just walking through the shops and we went into the Lush store and I like Lush products. And so...
Who doesn't?
No. There's a sponsor we should get.
Lush.
Oh, I'd kill for Lush as a sponsor.
Oh, but the ads would be 15 minutes long. And so this new product is hand squeezed by orangutans in Borneo, and we really care about them. And the flowers are grown in a special paddock in Vietnam.
Anyway, so we went into Lush, and I was just saying how much I loved everything. And he's like, yeah, but what? Because
I will buy you the store.
He was angling to get me something, and I was like, oh, I like bath bombs. They're quite good. Anyway, and I didn't think anything more of it, and I just wandered around the shop. And then he just walks up to me with the sales assistant with this chest. I kid you not.
Oh, they do like big super chests, do they?
They do a massive super chest
that's
of
pretty cool.
Like one of every product. And he's like, hey, I got you this. And the woman in the shop is she's just shocked because I guess not many people buy this particular gift. And yeah, even I was just like, this is too much. But I didn't want to embarrass him in front of, all the sales clerks. He was obviously, trying to impress.
Oh my God.
So I was like, oh, thanks very much. But I mean like a full on, it was 3 layers of Lush products.
Jeez Louise.
Yeah, it was crazy.
Did he just give you the worst stink eye if you used regular soap?
No.
Like after that?
Didn't care. Didn't care at all.
Oh.
I could have taken that home, put it in a cupboard. He would never have known.
How bizarre.
Yeah, it was purely just for the...
Look what I can do.
Yeah, pretty much.
Well, people get their kicks different ways, I suppose. It's odd.
It was very odd.
That is very odd.
Yeah.
Yeah. Weird.
Yeah. And I mean, I didn't know the price tag of it and I never really looked it up, but it would have been well over.
Oh, Lush. Yeah, like one small thing, they cost $12.
Yeah,
a whole
exactly.
chest of those things. Good grief.
Yeah, I can't imagine.
That girl made her sales targets for that week.
Yeah,
And
she
then
did.
every week thereafter, her manager was like, Stephanie, why can't you bring us the results like you did that one time? Poor Stephanie.
Or because that relationship did not last very long, she makes that monthly. If you know what I mean.
Oh,
Wink.
yeah.
Yeah. He could be pulling that.
Gary's just
on
going back in.
every
He's like, hey, Stephanie,
consecutive
I'll
girl.
grab another one. Wink, wink.
Yep.
Yeah.
Got another one.
Like that.
Hopefully this one lasts.
There's always like that one.
You're
guy-
like, what's the definition of insanity? Because clearly this... Or he's secretly in love with Stephanie.
Dun, dun, dun. Gary and Stephanie made for each other.
And he's just trying to impress her every time, but he hasn't got the guts to...
And then he dates Stephanie. And what does he do? He buys her like a cheap bubble bath from somewhere else. And she's like, this is not what
The
I
Body
signed up
Shop.
for. From the Body Shop. Da-na-na-na. Is the Body Shop still a thing?
Yeah.
Oh. They always seemed very odd.
Yeah, I don't know. Their stuff doesn't smell as good.
Yeah.
And it feels very chemically by comparison.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Yeah.
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 It lasts longer though. Like
Oh, it does.
I say traditional in the sense of like, buying from a supermarket
and
or
it's
whatever.
more affordable.
Yeah.
Or is it? I think
Is
Body
it?
Shop is expensive as
It is
well.
quite expensive actually.
Yeah.
I think I bought one of those cactus back scratcher brush things for like $25 and I was like, what?
That doesn't seem that expensive.
To me it does.
I don't know. If I'm paying anything more than $20 for a face product or
Yeah.
that to me, I'm like, oh, okay, now it's out of supermarket prices.
I could grab one of those floor scrubbers from Bunnings for $15. Cut the handle in half, it's shorter. Back scratcher. Done.
Why didn't you?
I don't know.
Because somebody wanted a fancy cactus back scratcher.
Fancy cactus back scratcher. Yeah, I did. And then
Actually, yeah, Lush doesn't sell anything other than actual products. They don't sell...
because they don't like the whole
Like everything's renewable and recyclable.
Yes, they
and-
don't like anything that's kind of mass produced in that weird way where it's heaps of, like a back scratch is like, oh, what tree did you have to cut down for this?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's true.
Yeah, so that's probably against their whole ethos.
I like the fact that you got a little picture of somebody who made your product on every product.
That's creepy but funny.
This is Xander. He made your face scrub.
We fired Xander 3 days after he made
He
this,
kept spitting in the...
but we kept his face on the label.
At least it's spit.
On that note, guys, we're gonna end it there. That was disgusting. Thank you for listening
It's all
to
organic.
the random nonsense that I was spouting.
I do love it though. We'll come back to that. I reckon that's got legs.
I've been listening to so many things about mythology and trying to find books. I tried to find books on Slavic folklore. Nobody has them in stock. You have to order them online. Nobody keeps them in stock. I'm so disappointed. Like I was prepared the other day to spend $150 on heaps of books, but nobody had them in stores. And I was like, I don't want to order them. I want them now so I can have all this information ready for this podcast.
Oh,
And-
right. Well, no, let's just order them now because then in a week's time we will have them.
But I'm going to have to get them in hardcover and they're $100 a book in hardcover.
Ooh.
They're $50 for paperback and $100 in hardcover. I'm going to buy a book that's basically a bestiarium of folklore creatures. I need it in hardcover
Yeah, I need
so I
it
can
in
be like the
hardcover.
boys on Supernatural.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And then we'll get it leather bound with human skin. Dun, dun, dun.
I was reading about the Necronomicon too, but we'll do that for another time.
Okay, we'll save this. This is all good stuff for another time. I just need to pee.
You need to pee?
Yep.
Okay, on that note, we will get in your ear holes another time. Thanks for listening, guys.
Thanks, guys.
Bye.
Bye.